Hey, third graders, it's Miss Hensley back with, I picked the wrong tab, with today's vocabulary. And today's vocabulary is academic vocabulary. So yesterday was the first day of the new unit. We learned some scientific vocabulary. Today on the second day, we're going to learn some academic vocabulary. So as with yesterday, I'm going to say the objectives. It'll be my turn. I'll say it out loud. Then it'll be your turn, and you are going to repeat it. Okay? So let's start. My turn. I can learn academic vocabulary. Your turn. My turn. So I can use academic language in discussions and writing. Your turn. My turn. I am successful when I write all of the vocabulary words and their definitions into my notebook. Your turn. All right. So today we're learning academic vocabulary. Yesterday we learned science vocabulary. So academic vocabulary is a more generic term, right? Scientific vocabulary goes with a specific type of genre like science. Academic language and academic vocabulary are more generic than that. They're words that people would use more often in everyday language. Okay? As with yesterday, you want to do this so that you can sound appropriate, use words appropriately when you're talking to other people and when you're writing. And you'll be successful when you write all 5. There are not that many of them. It's not that hard. Write all 5 of the vocabulary words. They're part of speech in the definition into your notebook, because you'll need that when you go back later and add it to your My Vocabulary notebook. All right, let's get started. As with yesterday, you're going to rate how well you know each word. You're going to give yourself a 1, a 2, or a 3. I know the word very well. I could define it. I know the word a little. I've read it or heard it before. Or 3, I don't know the word at all. You can pause the video wherever you need. You should definitely write down the word, the part of speech, and the definition, because you'll need those for My Vocabulary notebook. All right, our first word, balance. How well do you know balance? Is that a 1, 2, or 3 from you? Balance is a noun. Balance, 2 syllables. The emphasis is on the first syllable. Balance is a noun. It means a condition in which different elements are equal or in the correct proportions. So when there's a balance, things are equal or in the correct proportion. And you can see that we have a lovely picture of some balance of sticks and rocks. It's a good time to have a balance, or it's good to have a balance of work and playtime. Miss Hensley's not very good at balance yet this year. Trying to get there, but there's a lot of work, man. So balance, a condition in which different elements are equal or in the correct proportions. It's good to have a balance of work and play. You only need to write the word, the part of speech, and the definition. This is a long one, so if you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that now. We're going to move on to the next word. All right, our second word of the day, control. How well do you know control? Is that a 1, a 2, or a 3 for you? Control, also 2 syllables. Control is a verb. It's an action word, and it means to make a person or thing do what you want. To make a person or thing do what you want. So that's why your video game controller is called a controller. It makes what the video game do what you want. Control. What does the boy control? He's got a controller. He's controlling the car. All right, if you need more time to write down control, a verb to make a person or thing do what you want, go ahead and pause the video. We're going to move on. Our next word, how well do you know interact? Interact, is that a 1, 2, or 3? Do you know it very well? Maybe you've heard it before? Maybe not at all. Interact. 3 syllables for interact. Interact. You can see the emphasis is on this last syllable. And it's a verb meaning to act together. Okay, interact, a verb, an action word, meaning we're acting together. The students interact with each other to do a science project. So look, they've got a volcano. They're interacting. They're acting together to complete the science project. If you need more time to do interact, verb, act together, go ahead and pause the video. We're going to move forward. All right. Next word, how well do you know? React. React. How well do you know react? Is that a 1, 2, or 3? React. Do you know it very well? Could you tell me the definition? Do you know it a little? You've read it before, maybe you've heard it before, or not at all? Write the word down. React is a verb, and it means to respond or behave in a particular way in response to something. React, 2 syllables, respond or behave in a particular way in response to something. So let's see. The child reacts to the snowball, right? If something throws it at something, you're going to react. You're going to respond or behave in a particular way in response to something. Okay? React. That's kind of a long one to write down. Pause the video if you need a minute. Our last word of the day, I think, is scarce. How well do you know scarce? Scarce. Is that a 1, 2, or 3? Not scare, scarce. You know it very well. Could you tell me what it means? Do you know it a little bit? Maybe you've heard it or you've seen it in print before, but maybe you don't know exactly what it means. Or you've never heard scarce before. Okay? It's okay not to have heard it before. We're learning vocabulary together, right? All right, so scarce, single syllable, which means the whole thing is the focus. There's no emphasis on any part of it because it's 1 syllable, scarce. And it's an adjective. I don't know if we've had an adjective before. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. Okay, so an adjective is a description word, and specifically adjectives are used to describe nouns, persons, places, or things. So this adjective, scarce, means hard to find or get. If something is scarce, it's hard to find or hard to get. So water is scarce in the desert. Okay? It is hard to find or get. Okay? All right, that is our last vocabulary word for today. In fact, it's our last new vocabulary word for this week. So go ahead and make sure you have all of those vocabulary words. There should be 10 of them written down in your handy dandy notebook. You're going to need them tomorrow to add into my NG Connect My Vocabulary Notebook. Make sure that you include the part of speech, such as scarce is an adjective. If you need more time, pause the video, rewind the video, do whatever you need to do with the video to make sure that you learn these words, okay? Because Miss Hensley, it wants you to learn new words. All right, bye for now. You'll see me tomorrow, not because you want to, but because I've made another video. You're welcome. Bye.